Hello and welcome. It is match number 10 here from the World's International Candlepin Championships team competition here on Candlepin Bowling Network. My name is Greg Gouillart, and alongside Paul Grant. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Greg. You feeling much better today?
Yeah,
me too.
Little bit injury. Little bit healthier this time. And here's DJ Camber for Oakland Park, dropping 9.
They take on Abel. Ryan Cox leading off for them on lane 31. DJ Camber, lane 32. Leda lanes, Nash, New Hampshire, and Kegler's Den. Spare. Great start for Oakland Park.
Ryan Cox on the left. I'll push that first camera in just a little bit. And a spare versus 10 box.
Captain Jason Kaler for Oakland Park. For Abel, it's Mike Brown, the captain for their team. Oakland Park Live, DJ Camber up now, Naddy McBrien, Sam Higgins, Richard Beverage Jr., Jason Kaler for Abel, Ryan Cox now, Lucas Nickerson, Glen Murphy, Garrett Martin, and Mike Brown. Captain and captain's the anchor spot. Second box, first string of 3, 2 points for a win, 1 for tie, 2 for total. Final 2 rounds today. Opening round playoffs this afternoon late into the early evening. Tomorrow it's quarters, semis, and finals. Live on YouTube on Candlepin Bowling Network. Camber's fill on the spare
is 7.
7-17 through 1.
A little patchy on the connection here. I'm aware the audio is going in and out. We'll do our best here.
We're at the mercy of the Wi-Fi, so be patient with us. We're trying to give it to you live. We are recording this just in case.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see it in its entirety later on. Nice 10 for DJ Camber, 27 through 2 on the first of 3 strings. Ryan Cox has a 7, and he's just at 17 through 2.
Yep, so without the mark, just picking up 3 pins right there, and already a 10-pin advantage.
We'll get to the bowlers' bios eventually throughout the 3 strings. The W leave 189. Woods circling the 1 for Naddy McBrien.
Yeah, it took out the W. Isn't that interesting?
Lucas Nickerson with a clipped wing eagle. It's a spread eagle minus a corner pin. 3-6 on the right, pins on the left, 2-4-7. A lot of people don't know the pin numbers. Even pro bowlers don't. Some of them don't know it. And that one got thrown away by Naddy. He wants that one back. You know that feeling. Done that too many times. It looks so easy sometimes with that wood. And trying to go 2 and a 3. Nickerson a little too far right, has the 3 in the right still. And Naddy will take a 9 to start his match. And nice out 9 for Lucas Nickerson. Greg, you're on the sound and the technology.
We'll have an update on the standings in just a moment after this. 3 pins out for Naddy McBrien on the first ball. Lucas Nickerson on the head pin.
That would do a skid. I thought that pin did a jump, did it? I couldn't see. I got blocked up by the ball. I thought that 8 pin did a jump. Maybe I just saw the wood go by it.
If only it would stop messing around and get over already. McBrien needs a bunch on the 3rd ball.
We do have some partial obstruction. You got a little mini step stool from home. Stopped by last night. Field goal there. You have a little bit better view now of the pin, which I like better. I like calling it better, seeing the pins and looking at the monitor. Here's a 6-pack already. Check his ID.
And that's on the 3rd ball, I'm afraid. So
that's a tough
chance
4
here. Another stick, and Nickerson picks up 5.
He does. That's like a spare difference, almost like a spare difference. So that turns the tables a little bit the other way. 5-pin lead for Oakland Park. No marks on the board. Slow start. The pins are not. No marks yet on the board for Abel. They're willing and they're able. And they're in the semifinals last year. little further back now in life support going into today's match. 7 on the first ball on the strike to Higgins. 4 horsemen of post for Glen Murphy. Garrett Martin, Richard Beverage Jr. up next. Higgins picks it up. Spare on strike. What a start. 20 through 1, 30 in the ball through 2.
Oh dear, we're having an especially bad time with the lock. We'll keep at it, folks.
8 blocks for Murphy, 17 through 2. A slow start for Abel, and they're down 18 already, is it? Or is it 10? It is 18.
18.
And they got 1 mark against him also. 2 points for a win, 1 for tie, 2 for total. 1 more match after this. And we may switch gears pending seeding-wise. Technically, our next match is supposed to be with 2 bubble teams. Central Park Lanes and Avon Valley Lanes not in the running right now that we know of. See Central Park Lanes, the 6th spot on the outside, looking about 7 points. We're told out of 5th, waiting for the official standings. They're blowing tough, lucky strike team right now. They got to take care of some business to have a chance to get in. And they're taking on Avon Valley. I believe, well, we'll find out later on who they're bowling. Richard Beverage Jr. He got it. Garrett Martin on lane 31. Look at this sleeve. A strange one. 1-4-7-8, right side, 6-10. Beverage starts over his spare.
One of the harsh aspects of Candlepin, you're pretty close to your object, but unfortunately that ends up chiseling completely the wrong pin. That's a pretty good out, Old.
Martin takes a 7. Anchor ball is Mike Brown, Jason Kaler next. Beverage on the bonus, left side 4, 14 through 1 in the first of 3. Match 10 of 11. Playoffs later this afternoon, opening round. Crossing over, look at this, rearranged triangle. The 6-pin moves closer to the 3. Beverage, good job there, got the 4 in front. 4-7 left up for a 10-box potential.
Four marks to none, simple as that for the early Oakland Park lead.
Friendly fire there, just soft hit there. And 5-7-10, my goodness. Beverage, nice 10 on the 4-2 split. 24 through 2 on the first of 3 on Candlepin Bowling Network. And spinning the wood around, gets 2 of the 3 for a nice 9 for Garrett Martin, 16 through 2. Greg, talk about Candlepin Bowling Network. Talk about how they can get us to watch live.
May I actually interrupt your segue to bring you standings instead?
Sure, absolutely.
I'm taking an override here.
That's all right. We'll take it.
Team number 1 is Academy Lanes 59 and 13, but we remember how they only took 4 in that last match. Drywall Concepts now within 1 on 58 points. Top seed gets a 2-round bye, remember, so that's significant. 59 for Academy Lanes, 58 for Drywall Concepts, 52 for A+ Accounting. In 4th place is Maria's Subs on 49, and on 5th is Lucky Strike on 42, which is 7 ahead of Central Park Lanes on 35.
And Central Park is on Lucky Strike right now, so a lot on the line there. And we could shift to that 2-3 matchup coming into today. Drywall Concepts A+ on 29 and 30. Our next match potentially pending other action. Jason Kaler, nice bid, almost. Mike Brown for Abel. 2-4-6-10.
In the left division, Outlaw Rides 58, Fenway Academy 54. So Outlaw has passed. Fenway Academy was on top, but an 8-0 take by Harry's All-Stars proves very, very significant.
Talk about playing spoiler.
10 versus 7. Kaler gains 3 pins. Oakland Park extends the advantage.
And the Mass team was 24-0 starting in. Now they're 44-28.
That's right. So in order, Outlaw Rides 58, Fenway Academy 54, Birchall Siding 45, and then Leda's Mass H 44, the Massachusetts team, and Team USA on 44. Hatchetmen 6 points off the playoff bubble on 38. Kingswood is 8 back on 36.
Kings were in the semifinals last year too, as was Abel.
That is quite a surprise. Kingswood Bulletproof not currently on the right side of the bubble.
And Abel first year getting the semifinals, not this year.
Both fighting.
Kaler takes an 8, 18 through 2. Brown, nice out. 3 of the 4, nudged the 4 for almost 10. A 9, 17 through 2. Top of the order update from Greg Gouillart.
It's not the most glamorous thing to get a 9 box, but I mean, when you get it that way, you never know. Still though, Oakland Park up 28 pins. Checking in here. Looks like I'm on 111, in fact, for one of these bowlers. So we'll check the scoring here, and I now see that Kaler had a foul ball in that first box, and he took a 9.
Good integrity. Okay, back to the top of the order. Bowlers switch sides every 2 boxes. Ryan Cox on the right with a triangle, 3, 5, 6. 3 is the middle, 5 left, 6 right. Off the same hand and foot, missed right. Not many bowlers do that off the same hand and foot. But it works, it works.
A couple of Ryans do we've seen in this tournament. Ryan Hogan as well.
Yep.
Even more dramatically, I'd say, where he really pivots off that foot and goes cross lane.
For the lady, I know Ashley Breton does that at Ryan's and Millis as a 10 box there for Cox, 27 through 3. And DJ Camber gets an 8. He's at also 35 through 3. Correction, 35 through 3 rather. Not the same as Cox, he's 27 through 3. Slow start. It's early. A lot of tournaments start 9 o'clock in the morning, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. So people are used to it, but it's been a long week. And we wrap up tomorrow with the quarters, semis, and finals. And joining with Candlepin Corner for the finals as well. Pocket shot, still going. Big break, 6-10. Friendly Wood turns perfect position for Ryan Cox. DJ Camber drops 9, all but the head pin. And for some reason, 72% for single pins for Class A bowlers without wood, 59 and change for head pins left up on a single pin. 13-pin swing almost. Thought is, you're going to miss on the first ball, you can miss on the second. Stats by Candlepin Bowling Network. There's a spare. Ryan Cox gets his first one, 37 of the ball through 4, and he make it 59.15. Spare for Camber. DJ's second mark, 45 in the ball through 4. All right, Greg, let's talk about Candlepin Bowling Network for our viewers at home.
Candlepin Bowling Network, we simply follow this wonderful sport of Northeast North America around wherever it may be. So please like the video by hitting that thumbs up button, presuming you're logged into YouTube or Google. Hit that thumbs up button and then subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you're in the know about our future videos. Thank you to the myriad of people who've done this already all this week. We are truly, truly appreciative.
Second ball is now.
Yep. Oops. That's better.
Nickerson and McBrien. Lucas 18, Naddy a tough 13 start. Nice pickup for a spare. Nickerson on the board, 28 the ball through 3. Abel all of a sudden has 2 more marks. Has 2 marks now. Naddy trying to get a 10. 2 marks apiece for both sides, all spares.
Looks like 10, we'll check.
It is hard to see that scoreboard from here. Is that they put down? Is that a spare they gave him?
Yeah, Nickerson spared.
Okay, I mean
we saw that.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong Naddy. I'm ready to look at the wrong scoreboard. Naddy's, is that a 10 or a 9? Looks like a 9. So 26. We'll confirm that. 22 through 23 make it for 3. That is confirmed. 23.
Yep.
So it wasn't 9. Thank you. And of course, it's a half Worcester shot for Nickerson on the spare. Tough 2. 30 through 3 the hard way. Now look at some banana split plus the head pin at Jim Dandy at Friendly's Ice Cream. That's 4 scoops of ice cream versus 3. Not in Canada, I don't think, Friendly's. Sorry, Canadians. They're dwindling down here in the States as well. And a tough 5 for him. Spare 2, spare 5. That's Paul Grant bowling 35 through 4. Naddy takes a 10. That's like a big mark difference.
Hope they don't mind the comparison.
Even Steven, you could say both sides have done that. So Naddy gets a 10. That's what, 33 through 4 for him. Now on a spare is Sam Higgins for Oakland Park. Glen Murphy 17 through 2. Sam a strike start and now a spare. Missed left. 1, 3, 7, 8, 10. On the bonus, Higgins 2, got the 6 and 9. 32 through 2 for Oakland Park. They have the lead right now by 30 pins. Early in the first of 3. Oh, what a try. It flies over the 7-8. Wouldn't come down for a landing. Got fogged out. And Higgins chops out that lemon drop ball we call in the first ball. The 4-pin. That'd be $1 if it cancels on the first ball.
Plucking out the 4-pin or the 6-pin.
Yeah, or the second right. Exactly. 5 on a mark, 10 on the double strike. 11 families helped. 2 lemon drops alone. The Candlepins for Cancer fundraiser. Not a mandate. 10 for Murphy, 27 through 3. Higgins takes an 8. After a spare 2, negating that fill, that's 40 through 3. 1 spare for each side, both the leadoff bowlers. A 28-pin lead early on for Oakland Park from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. 2024 ICC Men's World's Team Championships. Playoffs later on today after another match. Beautiful ball, bounces, only 7 somehow, look at that. 4, 8, 10. Higgins goes left, he's got a 6-pack. Check his ID. Garrett, a 113 league bowler, 127 peak average from Beaver Bank. It's a 190 high single, high triple 454 out of Sackville and Super Bowl. Just missed the head pin. 1, 3, and the 8. Beverage Jr. slides left, slides down the 3, 1, 7, right side, 6, 10. Decent wood. Try to pick it off. Good try. 3-pin stands. Beverage. Oh, what a shot for a spare. His father, obviously a bowler, got him involved. And a friend also. Typical kid, listen to your friends, not your parents. Martin using that full approach, halfway part of the lane. Rolls left, 5. Beverage in the bonus on lane 31. On the head pin, it's going to be 8. Wood bounces between the 3 right, 5 left. Good fill, 42 through 3. Eight, 9s, and 10s the goal and marks. The average sphere is 6.5, strikes 8.3. Stats by Candlepin Bowling Network. Martin got the horses, not the 8. And Beverage, another spare. That's 3, 52 and a ball through 4.
Biggest scorer on Oakland Park.
He'll drink to that. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. Martin 10, 36 through 4. All right, I'm standing behind you. Not trying to breathe down your neck, but I can see better here. With all the trees standing in front of us.
I feel like I'm being watched.
I got your back, you could say. Boom. That's early. Match 10 of 11. Mike Brown for Abel for the Clipwing Eagle. Jason Kaler with his 6-pack. Both sluggish starts. Jason 17, Brown 16. Too far left. Jason, the owner of Oakland Park Bowling Center. 18 lanes since 1959. Good ball there, but can't reach the king, the 5. He has the house record there for a high triple of 512. That'll be an 8. Brown just 24 through 3. Jason Gaines with a 10. 27 through 3. Oakland Park has the lead early on. 2 spares to 1 in their favor also. Brown 24 through 3. Jason's average has dipped from 130 last year to 124. He's had age get in the way. 131 is peak average. Beautiful pocket shot. 9-10 strike. 8 goes last. He pumps his fist. Must have heard me. 37 plus 2 through 4. The 1-7-10 Sports on the lead. Mark Carrier's house here at Leda Lanes. Doinks it. Mark Carrier's done a great job since taking over just over 2 years ago in Augusta, Maine. The 1-7-10 Sports on the old Channel 5 jackpot.
Oakland Park currently with a record of 20-52. Able 31-41. That's 11 points off the playoff position behind Lucky Strike.
That's close to miracle zone for them. And it wasn't there for 7. Brown, tough start, 31 through 4. Will he come in? Will he come out, rather? Let's see.
Take a quick check here at the scores. You see them there.
Back to the top of the order, DJ Camber.
Yep, 174 to 215. 3 marks to 1 outstanding, so the Oakland Park advantage should continue to grow.
DJ adds 6 to his spare fill, 51 through 4. 5 up, 5 down for Cox. And he's on a spare, 42 through 4. Sailing left is Camber. DJ from Washington, Maine. Good try there. He got the horses. He can't get the 9. That's twice he's seen a horseman in the post. DJ had his best year, 118 average, 170 his career high for a whole season. He gets a 9.
Sounds right. No, that sounds perfect.
And 9 the other way, too. So Ryan's 60, DJ 60 at the half. DJ's high single 175, high triple 449, high 5 of 608.
Foxy Coxy says the name of on the back of Ryan's shirt.
Greg's got a front row seat. I'm in the second row, you could say, on the perch.
You can see the forest and the trees now.
I promise not to breathe down your neck, Greg. I'm a little further off to your left now. High above courtside, Johnny Most used to say for the Celtics. High above courtside, Johnny Most. The old Boston Celtics great announcer. He's not in the Basketball Hall of Fame, but his microphone is. That's a crime.
Easy on yourself, bud. We got six matches, including this one. That's true, folks. We've got this match, round robin match 11, the final one, and then the first round of playoffs today, and then the remaining 3 playoff rounds tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Atlantic.
And 10:30 for those in Newfoundland.
Hello.
DJ plucks out the 9. Look at this leaf. And he goes half what's the 3 of the 9. Brutal. Each with it, well, 8 for DJ, 7 for Ryan. 51, correction, 68 for Camber. 58 for Ryan Cox. Second bowlers now. No marks for Abel. A spare and a strike for the 4th and 5th bowlers for Oakland Park. They have the early lead by 43. Lots and lots of time left. Naddy McBrien, left-hander, drops 4. Second ball is up now. Lucas Nickerson. Light hit there, just the 6 and 10. See what Natty can do with this one. Curves in the pocket, off the wall, gets the 5. Right turn to the 3, not quite. Lucas 1-3-5-7. Natty with 2 Ds, a 10, 43 half. He's staying in. Kaler sticking with him. Nixon threw it away for a tough 6. And just 41 at the half. And he's going to come out. No, he's staying in. Bulls get pulled sometimes to the 48 half with no marks. They're punching out a lot. 46 half, we've seen that. Worked out pretty good for Tim Jappo last year in the World Finals for Fenway Academy. Had a 43 half and came back with a triple strike. We got a 131.
Incredible finals match, and looking forward to covering another one with Candlepin Corner.
Lucas punching out the 2-8. 1-2-4, the 8 behind the 2 for Naddy McBrien.
Just checking my audio levels. Okay.
Naddy goes 2-8. That's the 1 on the 4. And 2 perfect.
Ooh.
Punching through again is Nickerson. A lot of punching. Ryan.
Yeah, 4th straight 10 box, in fact, and that's opposite, lower than 10. He's got opposite a spare 2, a 5, and a 6, and now a tough split.
And Nickerson I'll get it right. Sizzles across for a 7.
Make that 8. That 7 pin toppled as the
That's
pin
right.
came across. So a good
49.
third ball.
And McBrien, 53. All right, Sam Higgins had a great start. A couple of light boxes. He had a strike spare 2, 8 and 8, 48 through 4. Garrett Martin looking for his first mark, just 35 through, sorry, Glen Murphy rather, 35. Garrett Martin up next. Higgins 6'9", 10. Look at this leave, a strange one. How's that happen? Look at that. That's crazy. And Higgins back with a spare, 3rd mark. And even tougher leave.
Strike spare and another.
58 half plus 1. Oakland Park, 3 marks to none. Cruising here in the first of 3. And Murph with a 7. Just 42 at the half, and he's staying put. Cannot substitute in the 6th box. Must come out, like Greg mentioned earlier, in the 5th box or earlier, and cannot be on a mark in that 5th box. Thanks to Dave and Allie Barber doing a great job of this tournament and all the ones behind the scenes. Kristen Surratt, others. Higgins, another soft hit, just 3. Last 2 fills, 2 and 3.
Yep.
62 half.
61 half, beg
Sorry,
your pardon.
61 half.
My bad.
Nice ball. He got it the hard way. Spare. That's 4. 71 the ball through 6. Good bid there for Glen Murphy. Won't go. He's 0 for 6. 25 years of Candlepin bowling. And the channel, no good. That's a 7. And a dismal 49 through 6 start. Let's see what the 4th bowlers can do. In baseball, it's the cleanup bowlers. Cleanup spot in baseball, but not in bowling. 5 bowlers. They're the cleanup bowlers. Now, Richard Beverage Jr. Richard's on a spare. 71 of the ball through 6.
Minus 1 pin to Glen Murphy, 49 through 6.
Garrett Martin coming in 36 through 4. Beverage off to the left. Takes 6. 1, 2, 4, 7 on the bonus. 58 through 4. Good start. 9 drop there. 3 pin for a spare for Garrett. Beverage wood behind to help. He got it perfectly placed. Another spare, 68 at the half plus 1. Spare for Martin on the board. 46 in the ball at the half. Is it 44, Greg, the lead?
That is right, 64.
64, okay, couldn't see it from here.
I knew I had the scoreboard right. I wasn't sure what you were seeing, though.
I'm not good with fine print. Good with the large print. See fine distance-wise, just that tiny print drives me nuts.
I can tell the frame rate is still a disaster class right now, so I may try something more aggressive and try and renew the lease on the Wi-Fi, maybe. I'll have to do that if this keeps persisting.
Both with 7 in their fills. Martin 53.5. Richard up to 75 through 5. 2-4-7. Good chance. 4 still shaking around. He will not get the 7 to go.
Ooh.
Tough leave here. Look at this. 6-5-7 left to right. My goodness. Beverage in the channel for 9. 84 through 6.
All matches are being recorded and will be uploaded in higher quality once the Worlds are over.
Martin takes an 8. Garrett 61 through 6. Anchor bowls now. Mike Brown for Abel for Oakland Park Bowling Center, Rockport, Maine. Jason Kaler. Jason's on a strike. Brown looking for his first mark, 31 through 4. 37 for Kaler, plus 2 big ones. His team has a good lead right now. Kaler's fill is 6. First ball on the strike, though. 4 left, 3-6-10 right for Mike Brown from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Just such dominance by Oakland Park, and what a heartbreaker for Abel.
Look at the shot. Wow, Jason Kaler, take a video of that one, Nico. What a shot for a spare. On strike, 47 through 4, 57 the ball through 5. Brown, 7-30, he's coming out. And here comes Sean Bernard off the bench, out of the bullpen.
Bernard taking some time to get his equipment up there.
And you cannot warm up. They warm up beforehand. So you're coming up in ice cold in a sense.
Well, maybe he took part in the warm-ups earlier.
He did. Yeah, obviously. But sometimes that's not the same feeling. Pretty darn good bowler. 122 average, peak high. Greg likes decimal points. That's on a spare. 64 half. So the 4th and 5th bowl. 58 through 6. DJ Camber 68 through 6. Trying to send a 3 over. He got it! Masterful shot. Wow, spare.
Oh, man.
78 the ball through 7.
And then we've had 3 split spares actually made by Oakland Park as well. So even when they're getting the splits, they're overcoming them.
Ryan 8, 66 through 7 on Candlepin Bowling Network. Something for everyone. Semi-pro to pro action. Well over 1,400 videos and moving on up. Candlepin Bowling Network, yours free on YouTube. Please subscribe. Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Like and follow us on Facebook as well. Once you subscribe on YouTube, hit that bell icon. You get notified when we go live.
What 2 teams are featured in match 11? Well, that's a choice we have to make on the fly here, actually. It'll depend on the standings. Thanks to Glenn and chat for that question. That's to be determined, actually. We'll either pick the 31-32 matchup or the 29-30 matchup. I confess I haven't had the chance to look into this, but we'll have that decision soon.
Camber's fill is 4, 82 through 7. Ryan, spare. 76 in the ball.
Yep.
Through 8. Camber leads up the king. He takes a 10. 88. I believe. Is it 80,
sorry.
88 through 7, is it? We'll check that in a moment. Hard to see that scoreboard way back here. It's small as it is. It's hard to see unless you're right down the approach. We'll fix that in just a jiffy. Meanwhile, Lucas Nickerson on the right side on lane 32. Naddy McBrien, the left-hander, on 31. Plugs up the half Worcester. Like the wood behind the 1-2. for Lucas. Trying to send it over. He does. Great shot for a spare. McBrien, good bid. 5 of the 8. Naddy, who needs the wood? 10.
5 10 boxes now for Naddy.
Good things will happen eventually in that. Lucas 59 in the ball through 7. Naddy 63 through 7. Still looking for his first. He had a 5 box, I believe it was, Greg, earlier, right? Or was it 4? A 4 box, I believe.
Right.
Lowered his score. Otherwise, what a strange game. Get all 5 10s and a 4. The full ball for a strike. Bombs away, baby. Unspared. Nickerson 69 through 7. 79 plus 2 through 8. That's you coming off a drought. Naddy takes 1, 3 in the 6. Another 10. That's 6 10s now, Greg?
Yes, it is.
Pretty darn good. Not the score he wants. 73 through 8. Abel trying to make a run. They're in a big hole still. Trying to keep the total close. Looking good for the first 2 points for Oakland Park. 2 spares for each side.
Garrett Martin had a 9 box previously. He's up to 62. All scores correct now.
Sam Higgins left on a bonus. 71 on the ball. Glen Murphy 5 of the 10. Higgins comes back for the 1 and the 2 as the 4-7. 3 pieces rolling around. That's on a spare. 79 through 6.
That's right.
For a spare. Missed left. Higgins for another one. He got it. That's 5 marks. 89 the ball through 7. A couple of low fills, 2 and a 3. Hurt him score-wise. Murphy, a 10. 59 through 7.
Good 10 working out of that split.
From a 118 career high average, high single 189, high triple 463, a high 5, a 685 on a Bayers Road Bolorama. Uses 2.6 twister bowling balls. Nice hit there, but a 2-1 split.
Oh,
Give him a break. He's got wood maybe to help get over. Now it's not in the right angle.
Yep. Leda Lane's pins can be fickle. 12 pin hits. 12 of their 17 head pin hits. Team Abel has resulted in a split.
Good try. Almost got it. Higgins had 4 in the fill. 4 for Higgins in that fill.
Yep. Sorry.
93. Make it through 7. And now he has the 5 and 9. Great job, Greg, doing this stuff. It's hard work.
Yeah, not 100% today, but I'd say about 90%.
Murphy, another 10, 69 through 8.
I love watching international bowling too much.
8 for Higgins, 101 through 8.
And hopefully you're all enjoying it too.
2 strings after this. Now, final match, the qualifying rounds followed by opening round playoffs later this afternoon, around 4:30-ish, 5 o'clock-ish. And then the quarterfinals, semis, and finals. We'll be joining Candlepin Corner for the finals as well. Be on Candlepin Bowling Network and Candlepin Corner, hopefully. Subscribe both channels, Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube and Candlepin Corner on YouTube, featuring skins here at Leda Lanes, Nashua, New Hampshire. Richard Beverage Jr., 84 through 6. Garrett Martin, 62 through 6. Beverage powers down, 9. Womp on the 4, won't go. 2 in the 5 for Martin. Just missed right.
Ooh. One of the rare times an opportunity has gotten away from Abel of what few they've had.
Beverage on a spare. Knocks it down.
So good.
94 on the ball through 7. What a difference 2 days makes. 3 days. 10 for Garrett. 72 through 7. It's all Oakland Park here in the first. They get the first 2 points.
Just want to.
Not officially yet. Greg, go ahead.
Still time to cut into this deficit. Obviously, this string is increasingly out of hand, but cutting it close still permits 6 points. So still not too late to get started to start cutting into the deficit to still allow Able to get the remaining points.
Yeah, thin cross. Look at this sleeve. Crazy. Got 2 pieces of wood. Beverage on the crossover. He gets 8. 3 in the 6. 102 through 7.
It almost left the king, but it got tripped out.
Trying to plow through that wood is Garrett Martin on lane 32 here in Nashua, New Hampshire. And he spins around and leaves up the 8, 9, 10. A useless piece of wood to the left. Beverage for another mark. He got it! 112 on the ball through 8.
That is now 6 spares in the 8 boxes for Richard Beverage Jr.
Martin, oh, what a try that was for a 10. That would have been awesome. 9's pretty good out of that, too. 81 through 8 for Able. Sean Bernard off the bench for Mike Brown. Currently at 48 through 6. Jason Kaler, 73 through 6 for Oakland Park.
Mark situations as you see it, still 98 pins minus a mark.
Bernard bouncing 5. Kaler just missed right. 4 horsemen in the post. Sean's mother signed him up over 30 years ago for a league.
All these teams are strong. Even Oakland Park is having a tough record right now, but they have the capability of going 600 right now in this string.
Bernard leads up to 7. Kaler trying to pick it off. Too far left. Sean Bernard's an AYB provincial and national champion. He also placed 3rd in the Worlds in the past. $10 for him, Kaler a 9. And Jason 82. Bernard combining with Mike Brown 58 through 7. Sean had a 450 and a 434 3-game series back-to-back in the World Playoffs. That's pretty impressive, back-to-back. That's hard to do. Qualified for the singles knockout in the playoffs in 2022. 2 perfect spread eagle. Kaler the captain. Beautiful ball. It's only 7 somehow. 5, 8, 7 left to right. Or right to left, I should say. 2 pieces on the deck. Jason from a family of bowlers. Bowling since 1978. Not sure if it was before the blizzard of 78 or after the blizzard of 78. At least down here. That was quite a storm. Kaler's on the board. Again, spare. 92 in the ball through 8.
Had that 20 bucks earlier and now a 3rd mark.
Head pin it. I mean, object pin it rather for Bernard, an 8. 66 through 8. Update from Greg Gouillart, back to the top of the order.
99 pins extra, my goodness. 99 pin lead with the same number of marks on each side, albeit a strike on Nickerson's side. Quite simply, the split luck is not there for Able. That's part of it as well. They've had twice as many splits by my count, 14 to 7. Even though both sides are comparable, actually, Able has been hitting the head pin more. 3 more, in fact, 20 to 17. But just haven't solved these pins yet, and there's still time for them to do so.
Ryan Koch lucky to get 9 without the head pin on the spare. 85 through 8. DJ Camber 1, 2, 7. Just missed by a smidge. DJ bowling about 13 years or so at Candlepin Bowling. Takes a 10, 102 through 9. DJ threw 11 strikes in the league one night. That's pretty good.
3 strings worth?
I didn't say. I believe it's 3 strings.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Clock's 95 through 9. 9 blocks go in the first 2 strings. Then it's on to our final qualifying round, match 11. We could have a shift pending other action. Lucky strike to our right is blowing Central Park Lane. We'll get an update now as soon as we can after the string is over. Center check mark for DJ Camber. C-A-M-B-E-R, Chamber without the H. Camber, Amber with a C in front with no alert. He's at the 3. 2 in the fill. Trying to see, this step ladder is a little too short still. It's okay, Bolestin on the approach, it gets in the way. Both with a 9, and DJ ends up with a 111 first string. Ryan Cox a 104 opening string. 2 hits to 1 for Oakland Park also. Abel little left at the reset button for next string and can still get 6 points. Naddy McBrien for Oakland Park, 73 through 8. Lucas Nickerson had a tough start, sparing a strike, 79 plus 2 on lane 31. Here at the 2024 Men's ICC World Championships on Candlepin Bowling Network in the channel. That one got away like a Southwest Airlines commercial. Want to get away? Oh, Greg knows that commercial.
Yeah, of course.
Not in Canada.
80 through 8 for Garrett Martin.
Okay. Nickerson with a 6-pack. Check his ID. And a lemon drop. I know it's the second ball. We should count that lemon drop for $1.
Okay.
We'll wait for him to pay $1 on the second ball. We'll get him for $1 anyway, if he wants to. It's not a mandate. Some get angry about it, but most people are good about it. 90% great about it. Helping families going through cancer treatments. The lemon drop pulls the second pin left, second pin 2, 5, 7, 9.
So that was a deliberate disconnect, reconnect, turn it off and on again. We'll see what happens. Thank you, folks, for your patience. Full recording will be available very soon.
Oh, look at that shot. Spare
Nice.
Nickerson. What a difference a half makes. 104 on the ball. And now a tough finish of 5. 85. Disappointing string. He had a mark, too. Did he have a mark, too, didn't he? 1 mark? Or no marks?
No marks at all,
He
yeah.
had 6 10s, though.
Bunch of 10s, then some other boxes got away, so it ends up on 85.
He had a 5 and a 4, right? That's crazy. What a weird game. Nickerson trying to get to 114 with a strike on spin to get his team somewhat in more striking distance for the second and third string total.
Oh.
And it's a lemon drop. It's $5 for Candlepins for Cancer. On a mark. A bogus finish, 105.
And the bowlers will say as much as well, as Paul mentions. No matter how, we all know what it's like to be on and what it's like to be completely off, and that means just nothing is working. That's just how it goes sometimes. Not easy to bowl in this international competition. I see Paul's down in the bowlers well. Glen Murphy takes out 7, 1, 2, and 5. Tough hit for Sam Higgins, still leaving 6. So Oakland Park still should have a high 80s lead, presuming these fills go well. And Richard Beverage Jr. and Jason Kaler have been fantastic. Beverage with 6 marks. Kaler have been fantastic. Beverage with 6 marks. Kaler with 3, but including that 20 box. Lucas Nickerson has done very well for himself. Pity that last fill ended up on 1. Needed to fill a couple of those spares better, but is finding a way to generate those marks. I can't leave out Sam Higgins with 5 marks overall.
Yep.
Split breaks up for Higgins. 10 pin and a plank. And an ominous piece of wood in the gutter, not allowed to be hit. As these bowlers know full well, Gets away, unfortunately. Murphy can't take advantage. That was a tough leave anyway.
Higgins 9 ends with a 118 first string. Glen is 7, tough string, 85. Been a drubbing by Oakland Park. And 2 more spares to add to it.
Anything can happen in the next 2. Richard Beverage Jr., 112 and a ball through 8. Gets on this head pin again, and the hits just keep on coming. Another 19 bucks. Actually, that's his first 19 bucks. His fills have just been strong throughout. 121 through 8. Garrett Martin has the 2 and 5, and a good chance at this one, especially with the plank in between, to turn this 2-pinner effectively into a 1-pinner. Richard's off target. And this gets away. So 2 opportunities left by the wayside. At least Beverage gets this pin. It goes to 131 through 9 with those 6 marks. A 9 also for Martin. Beverage Jr., Beverage Sr. is on the team as well. But Junior has only left 1 pin standing as well. 2 10 boxes and a 9 in the markless frames. This is Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Please make sure you're following our Facebook page for all the updates. There was a question about standings. I want to read those out on the air as well.
Can we put those on the feed? People can see them. Can we put those on the stream?
That's a little tough to do at this point. I'm sorry. It's a bit of a... I'm fighting off the internet issues as it is, which is overwhelming me a bit.
Yeah, all the background stuff you have to get rid of.
You know how we go, Paul. Just short-staffed, go like the wind. And I love doing it.
That's a song by Christopher Cross, Ride Like the Wind, back in the 80s. You know what I'm talking about? Ride Like the Wind? Christopher Cross, he also did Sailing.
There's a spare. Garrett Martin with a spare. Taking advantage of that opportunity.
Sean Bernard will stay in the 5th spot for Able next string. Chris Cooper will replace Glen Murphy in the 3rd spot next string.
Oh, okay. Would you run that by me? Chris Cooper replacing Murphy.
Yeah, and Sean Bernard will stay in for Mike Brown in the 5th spot.
And Sean Bernard stays put.
S-H-A-W-N.
Yep. I remember.
I always joke the real way to spell Sean. The SE people don't like when I say that, of course.
The fill is 7 for Martin, and the fill is 1-0, and the string is 106.
What a finish for Richard Beverage. That's more like Richard.
140.
Not bad. Good feeling on a tough week. Jason Kaler wrapping up 92 in a ball. Sean Bernard combination with Mike Brown just 66 to 8. Able was in the semifinals last year, and this year they're out of the running that we know of as of right now, I believe, in the standings. We'll double check with Greg in a moment. In between strings.
Murphy's string was 84.
Kaler's fill is just 3, 95 through 8. Good bowling, Richard.
Says Paul as Richard crosses by our booth here. Thank you so much to Leda Lanes for the opportunity. We always appreciate the bowling centers making space because, on one hand, it has been heartening to see how an increasing number of bowlers have been getting back into the game now that it is, streamed. Sure, we don't have the as much technology as the old cable shows have, but it's really a pleasure to have everyone under one roof here and under one virtual roof as well here on our YouTube channel. Because believe me, with all the views we've gotten, you would not all fit here at Leda Lanes. Plus, you'd find, standing room only. It's not like Pilgrim Lanes Haverhill, the former center, with all its bleachers. It's pretty tough to get a good view around here.
Kaler 104 through 9. Sean Bernard combining with Mike Brown 75 through 9. Able just have to put this one in the rearview mirror. Kaler 5 and 2. I mean, 550 is not the highest score in the world tournament, but not even close to 500 right now. Abel.
Yep, starting to slow up a bit in the last salvo here, but only 8 bonus pins for Abel. So still the lead is significant for Oakland Park, but 2 strings can easily chip away at it, and it's not terribly hard to do. This goes for 9 for Kaler, and this out is 7 for Sean Bernard. We take a look here. Stand by, Paul. I'm actually going to cross-reference the scores first.
All right.
And make sure we got that all correct. 104, 105, 84, 106, and that should go for 82. And then 111, 85, 118, 140, and we expect a 113 to light up there. We'll check in, just make sure that happens. And
yes, that is confirmed.
Yes, 481 is there, 567 is there, and that's all confirmed.
Oakland Park gets the first 2 points. Let's pause. 13.2 seconds for station identification from the Sooth and Sounds of Greg Gouillart.
This is Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook as well so that you're in the know about the standings and statistics for all our bowlers. We try to get to them as best as we can, though I will want to read out more of them here. Paul's going to go down here and check out the rosters for the second string. 2 points to Oakland Park for winning that first string. 2 points awarded to the winner of each string, and 2 for total 8 points possible per match. Points are the primary decider of the standings. Pinfall is the tiebreaker. So every pin, even if a match is getting out of hand, could make a big difference down the line. Match 10 of 11. One more round robin match in just a moment. And then the first round of playoffs as our third match of the day. We may have Jordan Britton alongside. We certainly will for the finals as we collaborate with Candlepin Corner. Ryan Cox remains in, gets the, I've heard it called the tail, I've heard it called parallel pins. DJ Camber, please get on the headset if you don't mind, Paul, so we can get this communicated to our folks here. And would you mind letting me know?
Yeah, Craig Irvin's in the second spot, replaced Naddy McBrien for Oakland Park in the second string. All the bowlers in the same order.
Okay, and that's a 10 box for each, by the way. Nice pinning there.
Middle string, one match after this. It will be one of 2 matches. Potentially, we'll see who we're going to cover next.
Yep. And we'll get that entered in as well.
Ryan Cox, 4 horsemen of post. DJ Camber in the red shirt, half Worcester, 3 in the 9. The playoffs start after the next match, right around 4:30ish, 5 o'clock-ish Eastern time, local time.
No spare either. Cox was particularly close, but rang around the 4-pin somehow.
Ryan 10, DJ an 8.
Sure, I can take this one.
Okay. Greg, you're on the play-by-play.
Sounds good. Cox 20 through 2, DJ Camber 18 through 2. Reminder of the format, 12, 2 divisions of 12 teams each. We're looking at the right side division, Division 2 and Division 1. Well, it used to be called the left side division, but Division 1, that's the side Bob Lee's rig is looking at. I do not believe he's live still. Craig Irvin in. Lucas Nickerson has 3 pins with an interesting plank all the way in front. 2 and 4, and you see how that disrupted the shot. Just hard to negotiate that. Irvin's still working out of this. 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Irvin got all those pins down. I'm seeing a 9 listed there. I'll just check in on that. And it is 10 versus 8. Okay. There you see it. Split city here, 7, 9, 10. Irvin's got 6 pins to pick up. Excuse me, that goes for 4, I'm afraid. There we go. Split nicely done. Nickerson on the cap of the wood. 7, 9, 10 converts, and Abel off and running it seems. 1, 3, 6, 8. Irvin ends up with a 6 again, or 6 in this case, and 10 for the pair. Upgrade that to a 5 box. That last string, on that last box, excuse me. A lot of score adjustments, I beg your pardon. And this should all now be correct. 39 and 29. Taking a look here, Glen Murphy. Nope. Hang on a second. Higgins getting rid of 5 pins. Murphy had to reset. First ball got away. Now he re-racks, having fouled on the first one. 3 and 1 split. Higgins trying to run this bunch down, but goodness, the pins don't cooperate. Can't quite curve it into the pocket the way these tough pins want it to be done. Still, though, a chance to gain for Oakland Park and start chipping away into this advantage that Lucas Nickerson has created early. And it does go for 9, so a half mark clawed back. Pin and gap there as well, so Abel off. Cooper takes out 3. Murphy takes out 3, I beg your pardon. Sam Higgins, the 5 and 7. Jarrett goes. All 7 or 8 pins go. And it is Chris Cooper, excuse me. Chris Cooper with that spare. Yep. Thanks, Ange. Really appreciate your help with spotting that. I had that right, but then I didn't collect the notes properly. Higgins for the out. Gets a 9. Drops us down to Garrett Martin and Richard Beverage Jr. Gouillart alongside Paul Grant here on Candlepin Bowling Network, live from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Fantastic world-class facility, 36 lanes, plus arcade, pub, and other activities as well, including cornhole that takes place on the lanes. Martin, a 3-1 split. Two, 7, 8. Beverage has a split. There's a plank covering the 7. I'm not sure if the right piece will help cover. Martin disappointed with the pin action. Beverage gets on the 2-pin, and it does all go as 1. So the right side wood was containing all the action. And with good shooting from Richard, he has his 7th mark of this match. Martin has a 9. Able the advantage, but there's the first mark. Martin's got this head pin, drops 9. Big opportunity to have 3 able bowlers sitting on a mark. Stay away from that gutter wood. And there they all go. And Richard Beverage Jr. again coming up big with a strike on spare. Remember, he had 140 in the previous string. This is great pace again. Martin for a spare try on the 7-pin. Shades it to the right. Missed it by a few boards. Sean Bernard and Jason Kaler. Bernard substituting in. You see the handshake there. Only 1 mark combined out of the 3 and 5 spots for Abel. So Cooper and Bernard looking to get it going. Cooper's got his mark. Bernard's got a tough split, though the wood is interesting. Jason Kaler had 3 marks, including a 20 box in the last string. He gets his head pin. Boy, that swirled around. Thankfully, that wood that nestled in the middle might help out the shot.
Nice shooting, Rich.
Bernard misses. I suppose you'd have to get one end to spin forward, wouldn't you? And it doesn't, unfortunately. Bernard pins out that split pretty darn well for 9 all told, conceding only 1 pin to Kaler. So now, with Beverage again going crazy, again the able lead is there, albeit tentative. It may even be closer to a tie, considering spare is 6.5, strike is about 8. That's based on Bob Lee's. When Paul mentions that stats by Candlepin Bowling Network, that's our executive producer, Bob Lee, who put in tireless effort really at the onset of Candlepin Bowling Network to create a number of spreadsheets, because Bob Lee, being the statistics guy he is, really likes seeing the analytics of the game. I really wanted to create a bevy of statistics. Sean Bernard spares. Kaler has a good chance to do so as well. Got to stay on the lane. Looks good to me. That looks like a spare. It's bowler's call, but I think you will find that is fair and a spare. If so, we go back to the top of the order, and that should be 93 and 97 with the marks you see up.
I can yell, I can see.
There we go, 93 and 97, that's correct. So, 3 marks to 2. Boy, that's a close one, isn't it? This could still go either way, and Abel needs these points. Still outside of the playoff picture but with some chance still of getting back in. Maybe a slim one, but still. DJ Camber, half Worcester. The punch out. That's what we call our 2-8 or 3-9 punch out. Through the bunny hole. Or whatever Beavis calls it. Boy, that was on the object pin, but that's going to be a 4, and a chance here for Cox to run down the horseman and pick up sticks. Gets on target, but only profits by 3. Still, though, now you have to think that Abel is in the lead based on that exchange. Abel 31 and 41. They are 11 points back of Lucky Strike. Remember, pinfall is a big tiebreaker as well. I worry. I don't think that 481 will have helped them a whole lot, but still some time. Camber's got the 1-9. He's hit this head pin, glances it off the wall, doesn't work out. Cox working against the spread eagle. And Ryan's got the 2-4-7 now remaining. Good second ball. Tough one there. Cox 3 object pin hits. Yet he'll actually give away a pin in this case. 9 versus 8. Now over to Lucas Nickerson and Craig Irvin. Nickerson on a spare. Irvin got his head pin here, 5-9. Big chance for Oakland Park as they look to get production out of the 2 spot. Nickerson tacks on 6 on this fill, 25-2. There you see the 4-pin advantage. Irvin only gets rid of 1 pin on that. That's a harsh way to not pick that up. Pretty fine 9 all told. Which matches? Closer match this time. First one lopsidedly in Oakland Park's favor, as they were just getting production from particularly the bottom 3 in their lineup. DJ Camber, and now here's Craig Irvin to try and get that engine going as well. 1, 3, and 10. Lucas goes right through the middle, and even though he's had 3 of 4 head pin hits, he ends up with a spread eagle. Craig can't take advantage. And that'll go for 10. Good out. That's a very good out, in fact. My goodness. I'm still trying to figure out how that 2-pin almost sprung into the 3 on that. An extra pin gained. And Nickerson equalizes the frame. Amazing atmosphere here. Hopefully the camera shot gives you a sense of just how the teams are fully focused on the lanes. Always looking on at your back. And especially when we get into the playoff rounds, ratchet up. As these 3-string do or do not matches will be much more dramatic. In the playoffs, which will start today, no points will be awarded. It's quite simply total pinfall. a split. 2-1 for Sam Higgins. Chris Cooper, that's a tough 7 on that split. Going to roll over, and Higgins makes this spare. And another great split spare for the Old School Bowling Center up in Maine. Very much a blast to the past, I've heard, of Oakland Park. I've not had the chance to visit myself, but you don't even have the electronic amenities you might be used to. No Wi-Fi or even cell service in the area. Just gives you a chance to unplug a bit and really just focus on your bowling. I love the vibes of this. Chris Cooper with a strike. Pins out for Higgins. Good second ball, no go. Hearing word that Outlaws, who, if memory serves, were at the top of the division, lost their first string, as I understand. The biggest shock from yesterday was Harry's All-Stars being big-time spoilers. Taking 8-0 over Fenway Academy. Higgins on a spare fill. Excuse me. Richard Beverage Jr. Split Garrett Martin, 5 and 10. Beverage needs more on the strike fill and gets it. No mark, but the fill is 9. Back and forth this match goes. Garrett puts a pretty decent cut on that pin, all told. Now a question of 9 or 10. It could come down to those single pins the way this match has been tight throughout. So when Beverage gains 1, you just never know which pin is going to be the winning pin. 3 pins up, Oakland Park. Academy Lane's only up 1 on drywall concepts for the lead in the division. Remember, the winner of each division gets a first round or a 2-round bye. First seed gets a 2-round bye. Waiting for the 5-2-3-4 knockout bracket to complete, and only then does the 1 seed in each division, this one we see in front of us on lanes, the higher numbered lanes, and in Division 1, the lower numbered lanes that Bob Lee's got his camera pointed at. Bob is crestfallen. Apparently there was a technical issue with the recordings, or a number of technical issues that he just wasn't able to work out. He truly feels very poorly about that. And we know we always try to cover these bowlers as best as we can here, and we hate when frames get dropped, especially when, you know, we had incidents like the cable being kicked out that one time, you know. We do our best to bring it to you as best as we can, and we regret when there's issues like the connections dithering out and all that. Quality 10s for each bowler, pinning out their splits. Again, Team Able seems to be running into more splits, even though they're getting on their head pins, again, more than Oakland Park. Oakland Park is just getting more quality contact. Jason Kaler. Boy, that nearly was a sweep out strike. The fill is 9. Sean Bernard gets 9 as well, missing the head pin. This connects for Kaler. And Bernard misses that single. That's that old chestnut we have in the statistics about how the one pin is statistically least likely to go, which quite simply we explain as, well, if you didn't have the accuracy on the first ball, you're less likely to have it on the second ball, given that you've already shown you missed the single the first time around, which you're trying to do on the first ball and hit that head pin. So an opportunity gets away. Oakland Park now appears to have the advantage if these spares are filled, including this one by Kaler. This gets away just, but does sweep out 6, maybe more. Instead, the plank sits there and may be possible to what would otherwise take a spread eagle ball to get rid of those 4 pins. Instead, just hit the head pin. I think that plank covers the other 3. Curious your thoughts, folks. And it does go. So Kaler with 3 straight marks. Bernard responds, and we've got a good match going here. Taking a check in. Actual score appears to be 205 to 215, so it is a 10-pin gap, although I have a few scores too high, apparently. I will check in here. We're down to a, Phil is 5 in that spare for Nickerson. He's on 43 through 4. And Irvin is on 29. So there we are, 205 to 215. And you see the washout by Ryan Cox. And he runs it down perfectly. And the split converts as well by DJ Camber. Here we go, back and forth. Ten-pin advantage. Oakland Park, same number of marks on each side. Seven out for Cox, just 4 for Camber, so a 3-pin pickup for Team Able as they try to salvage the next 2 points. Cox on triangle number 4. Ooh, just a 4-7. Camber can't take advantage either. Yeah, I'm okay.
You want some food? What are you on?
I would love a order of mozzarella sticks by the time. I mean, at some point, I'd love to have it like around second string. I don't know how we can negotiate that, but yeah. And 10 box and an 8 box.
Hey, Brady.
5 pins the gap. Lucas Nickerson and Craig Irvin. Nickerson, the 3-1 split there. Irvin, 5 and 6. I know what I can share with you folks as well. Get more of the standings, which you can see online as well on Candlepin Bowling Network Facebook. But I mentioned I would share it on the air as well, and I'd love to do that for you now. 3-1 split gets away for Lucas. Irvin can't work out his split either. Nickerson comes in with a 109 average through the first 3 days of play. Ends up in the curtain for a 6 and a 9 for Irvin. Craig Irvin's first 3-day average, 103. Highest average on Oakland Park, Jason Kaler. You can see why he's been such a firestorm of power with a 117 average. Richard Beverage Jr. has a 105 average, but he is easily overperforming it here. The fickle thing about Candlepin, can you get the consistency? Especially when the pins, at least seemingly to us, appear to behave inconsistently at times. Triangle 2 for Irvin. Good chance here. That's 5 pins up for Nickerson with that 8 pin hiding. Curled it just a little too far around, but blew out 3 of them. A good second ball for the pins. Irvin misses. So 8 pins, Oakland Park still maintaining the advantage. Both teams have had the same number of looks in effect. Abel maintaining a pinning lead of 6. Nickerson takes 9.
Quick update, Greg. I know you're calling the string. Lucky Strike won their first ring in Central Park Lanes. So Central Park Lanes, right now, 9 points out of the playoff spot. Still an outside chance. They got to take care of business the rest of the way. And then Drywall Concepts won their first string, and Academy Lanes won their first string also on Division 2.
Maintaining that 1 pin advantage for Academy.
Yeah, so
excuse me, Lucky Strike, they
won their first string also.
They won their first string. So that's bad news for Abel, who've now lost 2 points in the standings already.
And Central was, I believe, 6 or 7 coming in. 7 behind, I believe, coming in, Central was. And if that's the case, they'll be 9 out of the last spot because Lucky was in 5th place. Sorry, Greg. Get you up to date first.
And the other thing, may you stack the bio sheets just so I can have access to them, if you please?
Sorry, sure, yes.
My pleasure. Thank you. Gives me the opportunity. There's a strike. Sam Higgins. It was not on a spare, excuse me. Chris Cooper was on a strike, though, and he goes spare on strike. 2 marks to 2 outstanding. That's correct as you see it. Abel now with the advantage. Cooper takes out 4 on the spare fill. Oh boy, that was close. Higgins denied a double, even though that 8 pin is getting coerced. He will not get it. 6 pin cluster. Has a chance to go with the wood back there. Doesn't all go. Nothing flew over to the right side. How about a strike spare? Any chance for Higgins? No, he gets away there. Phil is 9. Chances have been there for both sides. 1 mark outstanding on each side. Cooper takes 9. And a 10 for Higgins. So, taking a peek up, yes, 4 pin advantage for Oakland Park. I believe this still to be Garrett Martin up there. And Richard Beverage Jr. Yes. Ah, curses, Tim, you heard that? I had a feeling my dialogue wasn't totally inaudible, alas. That's good food here at Kegler's Den at Leda Lanes, Nashua. It's a grind we all love, and you got to get the nourishment in edgewise, don't you? No matter whether you're bowling or commentating. That's a foul ball, so Martin's the best he can do is 9. Beverage against a check mark. Rips into the pocket, and again, for a bowler sub-110 coming into today, he is having an absolute blinder. 69 and a ball at the half. So a 9 for Martin. I mean, Beverage is on track to be on 400 watch at this point. It's quite incredible what he's accomplished, including a 140 previous string. Big reason why Oakland Park is way, way, way way ahead in total. String, more in doubt. Excuse me, beg your pardon. Now, 7 pins out for Beverage on this spare. 76 at the half. Ooh. Just one picked away for Martin. Three pins to pick up for Beverage. Missed it on the outside. This will go for 8 for Martin. And a 10 for Beverage. Garrett Martin coming in with a 117 average. Hoping to get up to that level right now. He's faced a number of splits, 7 of them. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes even the best of the best bowlers get relegated to pinning for their lives. Garrett Martin's actually doing quite well for himself, honestly. 13 pins left standing in 14 markless frames. Sometimes that's just... These fickle Candlepins have a way of humbling someone into a less glamorous but still vital role for the team. Bernard's 7 fill, likewise for Kaler if that 5 pin doesn't wilt. And it will be 62-4 for him, ahead by 8. Good, left side of the wood takes it. And Sean Bernard has his 3rd mark of the half. Bernard comes in with a 112 average. Kaler spares 4 straight. For the bowler bowling 117 out of here in this tournament. $14 up. Sorry, Martin had, was a correction. There was an 8-box previously for Martin. We'll fix that up. That's how it goes officially. That's what the official score is telling us, so that we go with that. 7 fill for Bernard. Six fill for Kaler. Ooh, just 2 pins out. Nickerson had a similar situation earlier with his triangle, and he only got 2 out of 3. Can Kaler get 5 straight? He's got a tough split to work out of. Wood may have been tempting to some, but that was way up high. A question of pins. Sean takes 9. He's got 80 through 6 with those 3 marks. 20 over par, a good thing in Candlepin. And 8. 86 through 6 for Kaler. Have a gander. So 329, 342, you see it here, that's all confirmed. No marks standing on either side. That's good news for Oakland Park as they try to maintain their advantage and again, possibly spoil Abel's chances of having a sniff in the playoff picture. Abel was a long shot to begin with, to be fair. But the chances might be slim to none if this doesn't work out. But Ryan Cox delivers a strike. And a spare pickup for Camber. Now the marks start flowing in. Ball return issue there. How are the playoffs set up? So the top 5 make it through from each division. Top seed in each division gets a 2-round bye. Then 2 through 5 get seeded in a knockout bracket, which takes 2 rounds before the 1 seeds finally get put back in. The seeding is 2 left, 5 right, 3 left, 4 right, and so forth, with the higher seed staying on their side. We'll see the first such knockout match tomorrow, or today rather, the 3rd match of the day. And then the remaining 3 matches. Okay. And the remaining 3 matches tomorrow. Fill is 6 for each. Box is 8 for Camber. And Gouillart, 9. Cox can't take extra advantage on the strike, but does take advantage on the pinning. 1 more pin for Abel. Still a dozen down. Irvin and Nickerson. We're committed now. Craig lands on the head pin and topples them all. Craig Irvin on the board with a strike. And now engine number 2 has kicked up for Oakland Park. And Nickerson again a split. 3-1. Can't get it to go. Lucas Nickerson comes in with a 109 average. Still has to pin this split out. Just get the 3 or something. 2 is okay. That'll go for 8. And it will be 9, in fact. Down comes the sweep, 67. To 57 and a strike for Irvin. Here it comes. That's on the head pin. Irvin denied a double. 2 for 10. Wood not the most helpful it could be. I'm not convinced that diagonal piece helps. Nickerson blows apart 9, one of his best looks. Irvin can't tack onto the strike fill. It goes for 7. Nickerson is a big single to pick up here as his team trails by 20. And he's missed it by a board. He can still pick up pins here, but Oakland Park, again, with a big advantage in the string, a significant advantage anyway. It goes for 10. Down to 18. 373 to 391. That's the official score we have. Looks like we're getting a little better with the video quality, at least. I know there's been a lot of frame dropping, but seems as though, and I know me and my big mouth, I don't believe in jinxes, but we'll see. It looks as though it's getting better, and thank you all. Higgins takes out a yikes. OBD Cooper, it says on the back. He's got 5, 6, 9, and 10. Higgins the 3-5. Wood in the way. At least he goes right to left. Oh, this Wood is going to take it. And it works out with the Wood. And Higgins has his 3rd mark, his 8th this match. Cooper has to take a 7, only chiseling out 1 pin out of the 4. I like that term, lightning bolts. I saw in chat. Pretty decent name for a 2. Higgins comes in with a 106 average, and he is overperforming as well. And he spills out 6. Chance here, and I think that wood simplifies the leave somewhat. Tough spread eagle for Cooper. 3 more head pins for Abel, but 5 more splits. Overall in the match, 12 more splits for Abel. They've had their opportunities too, but they have had tougher split luck as well. Making matters worse, Oakland Park has made a few dandies on their splits.
10, buddy.
Absolute full marks to the boys in red. They are putting on a great show here. Cooper pins out well, 9 is fine. 91 through 8. 28 pins up for Oakland Park.
Here we go.
Now Garrett Martin and Richard Beverage Jr. Beverage Jr. could pin out 366, just 10s the rest of the way. He has 14 boxes with which to get 34 more bonus pins. How sweet would a 400 be on the world stage? Lopsidedly the best bowler out of everyone. Sam Higgins and Jason Kaler on either side of him in the lineup, averaging one on pace for a 330-something series. This split is nasty though, 4, 7, 10. And the 7-pin gets over. Garrett Martin with a strike. After so many splits, Martin powers through. Ooh, boy. Just the 2 on the left side. You remember those old ketchup bottles at the restaurant? You tap it and you have to tap it, but then suddenly it all comes out. I'm glad they had it. I'm glad they upgraded to the squeeze model, of course. But when one mark comes, maybe the rest come in right after it. And in Martin's case, with all the splits he's had to encounter, now he breaks through. Beverage is still pin perfect through 7, by the way. 4 10s, 2 spares, and 1 strike. Misses his head pin here and has the 1-8-10. That's going to be tough to get 10 out of. We'll need 3 accurate shots most likely, unless he can somehow make that wood coming up to the 8-pin work. Martin washes out 8. Abel has that extra strike, so the advantage is now down to 20 for Oakland Park. Beverage Jr. with his father Richard Sr. looking on. Gets on this head pin, and he's got 9 down, 1 to go, so pin perfection might still be on anyway. Martin on a strike still, and it's a spare on top of it. 10 fill and a spare. There it goes, so all the pins down still for Beverage, 106. And Beverage is once had a pin perfect series, a pin perfect triple, I remember. One of our favorite factoids where in 3 strings one time, Beverage never had a pin, didn't leave a pin standing. 3 strings, perfect games, 3 perfect games. Simply incredible. But 10s don't get enough love, I would have to say.
What is the food now?
We see a lot of those sweepback hits here. Pin plates are in good condition here at Leda. Pins can roll, plus the pins are still relatively new, so while they're tough to budge off spot, they can roll and the pins can slide. Great maintenance here in Nashua, New Hampshire. Sean Howard, Lexi Howard Booley. That's L-E-X-Y, by the way. I don't think she'll be terribly offended if you say L-E-X-I, but it's L-E-X-Y for Alexis's shorter name. Three, 6, 10. For the out, just 8. So 9 versus 8. Score is accurate, 4-2-8, 4-4-5. Just the one spare sitting under Garrett Martin's name, so this advantage could actually be less than 17. Maybe some advantage in Abel's direction. Down two spares with the pinning even. 6 for Kaler. One of his rare head pin misses. He's been 6 for 8 this string. Right down the middle, 4-3 split. Sean Bernard will be disappointed with that. Substitutions can be made before the halfway point. We're past there now. By the way, statistics are credited to the bowler, swapped out 4. So when I mention the average of the bowlers, that can be affected by that. Oh, that's going to come back. Guess what? Sean Bernard gets the 3 and 4 conversion. His 4th spare and a timely one for Abel, formerly Abel Construction. And against a 6 box, that is a big, big, big swing. 438, 451, and take a look. I think we have ourselves virtually a tied match at the current moment. That score is confirmed as you see it, and now the Nova Scotian squad seems to be increasingly on their way versus the State of Maine's boys in red of Oakland Park Bowling Center. Martin Bernard will fill their marks in a moment, but first, Ryan Cox again. DJ Camber opposite him, no head pins either side on this ninth box. Now the 1-2-9. Nope. No marks here. Now, again, we get down to a question of pins. It's a 5-pin pinning advantage for Abel. 9 and 10, so Camber gains a pin. We are absolutely at that stage where every pin could make the difference. Of course, we could also just have an explosion of marks as well. But everything now on the line. Credit Oakland Park one thing, their total is still, by keeping this string close, Oakland Park will maintain their heavy match advantage from string 1, which may keep Abel off the points for total. Camber drops 9. Cox has the 1, 7, 8, and 10. Missing middle 2 rows. One, 7, 10. Oh boy. Pay him a jackpot maybe, but that will not go. Camber spares. And now back to an Oakland advantage.
24.
The pin is good for Cox. He gets his 10, 106. Remember, Beverage has not left a single pin standing to this point. 457, 471. Camber to fill. Got his head pin. Oh, the fill is high. The fill is 10, 107, and a huge finish. DJ Camber 20 in the 10th, 107. 4-8-1 now for Oakland Park. And a deserved round of fist bumps.
They won the first. This is the second.
Fist bumps, I meant to say.
They're up by 15.
Now over to Lucas Nickerson. He's faced 4 splits this string. Make that 5. 7-10, the wood is there. 2-6-10. If Irvin overcuts this still could push the wood in, but boy, that would require something incredible. How does Nickerson overcome this? That's Matt Nichols getting hype over there on lane 33. He just got a big hammer in his match. Central Park Lane sniffing around the playoff picture. And he does overcut it. Unfortunately, he somehow threads the needle. And another cruel denial of an Irvin mark. Pins is 9 for Nickerson. Blank is there for Craig Irvin. And he's got them, 10. 491 to 466. 25 pin advantage. -2 marks. So now Oakland Park, with their 2 extra spares, pinning within 3 in Abel's favor. Oakland Park with the clear advantage, but still time. Not the first ball Nickerson was after. Lucas has the diamond center, 8 and 10. And a spread eagle for Craig Irvin. 7 for 10 on the head pin. And 4 splits. Splat, spare. Lucas gets it to go. 96 in a ball. Irvin unable to make a spread eagle variant of his own. Oh dear, that's going to go for 6. Not the time for that ball. Now Nickerson up by 8 in the comparison, plus whatever this is. So there's 4 pins given away. Now you see yet again the match could be in single digits. Maybe still slightly an Oakland Park lead, but not nearly close. Nickerson's fill ball in the 10th will tell us a lot about how this match is truly going. He's missed this head pin. It's 4. String 100, and I think Oakland Park dodged a bullet there. Still 6 more boxes to go as Chris Cooper and Sam Higgins step up. 17 pins. 2-0 Oakland Park, 17 pins up. Higgins has been such a solid contributor to the team. 8 marks, 2 strikes, and 6 spares. Second most marks only to Richard Beverage Jr. coming up next. Apparently a skinny slice on the head pin for Chris Cooper.
Mixer, baby, look at that.
3, 5, and 10. Higgins 3 and 1. Got a chance, maybe. Interesting wood on the left. Does it carom the 5 pin into the 9? Way left on the wood. And unfortunately, the 5 pin just tilts backward instead of doing its job. For pins, Cooper gets a 9. Chance for Oakland Park to pick a pin. Higgins cannot. Same frame. 17 pin advantage persists for Oakland Park. 506 to 489. The 2 spares of Garrett Martin and Sean Bernard will be massive in just a moment.
Greg, 51-year-old Chris Cooper has a 202 high single, by the way. Over 33 years of Candlepin bowling. All he does is bowl. 117 at career average high for a season. 117 for the whole season.
Can Cooper get this wood to go into the parallel pins? Yes, he does. And Abel tacks on that 3rd mark. That's big because Higgins has a dastardly split the face. 3 and 2 doesn't work.
I like that show, cartoon Dastardly and Muttley. Remember that one? You know what I'm talking about? Dastardly and Muttley? That's hilarious.
I remembered Muttley, but not Dastardly.
Oh, the dog. He always laughed.
Oh, yeah. I remember...
They always come in last place and everything like that.
I remember Britain's Got Talent and later America's Got Talent judge Alicia Dixon got her laugh compared to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 marks, 15 pins up.
Dastardly and Muttley. I must see.
I still remember the original America's Got Talent where Regis Philbin.
Now Abel has the virtual lead right now.
Yep.
With the 3 hits
Let's
to none.
see.
But
That's good count all told. Oop. Put that in the wrong spot, excuse me. 117 for Chris Cooper.
right on
506,
average.
506, 514.
It's now 2 hits to none.
And here they come. We've been waiting on this for a long while, and here they come now.
Thanks for doing the second string, Greg.
My pleasure. Curse you, Internet. We're dithering out at this, picking this moment to dither out. There we go, maybe. 9 drop by Martin. So there's one major development. Now Abel certainly has the lead. Beverage has the 4 horsemen. And this plank is easy as pie for Martin. 103 in the ball through 9.
What kind of pie you like, Greg?
Not a whole lot, honestly. I'll eat a few at Thanksgiving.
Russ Neely Jr. has the apple pie log at Stars and Strikes, South Paris, Maine. That was one of the jokes in the Maine State Finals.
Ooh, I'll do that.
Apple pie log.
Headpin only. And it's gone. And Beverage still has all the pins knocked down. 5-2-5 to 5-2-4. Pinning advantage is 9 in Abel's favor overall in this string, and that is the biggest reason for their current lead, though now Martin will fill again. So actually, the fact that Abel has 1 more spare might even overpower, depending on what this goes as. Fill quality has been pretty darn good for Abel. And for Oakland Park as well. Getting a good count on their marks and taking advantage. Martin taking his time here. He knows the importance of this one nonetheless. And he's nailed this head pin. Drops 9 again. 28 bonus pins in the past 3 frames. And Garrett Martin, after facing a bevy of splits, now has a chance to go 4 straight marks. Beverage. Crushed this head pin, I thought, to be a thin hit and a bundle of 5. Single pin picked off. Garrett Martin does go 4 straight. Beverage plow through. Just the 4 pins, my goodness. It is a perfect string on the line here, I say, out of his earshot. And he knows the importance of this pin as well. And he's got it, pin perfect, a perfect game. Richard Beveridge Jr., 2 spares, a strike, and 7 10 boxes.
He had a perfect series, 440 for 3 strings once upon a time.
I'll tell you, he's not far off doing that right now. He only left 2 pins standing in the previous string. Must not be an accident.
That was a 140, right, first string?
Yes, it is. So now on 266 through 2.
Oh, it was 140, was it 142 the first or 140?
140.
So
266. The fill is 5 for Martin and a 127. 549 to 534 is the official score. And now Abel look to be firmly in the lead now with a huge final performance by Garrett Martin. Just stayed patient, avoided losing too many pins to all those splits. Bernard counts 3 on this one. This does offer some opportunity for Kaler to take over. But this will be a tough one to get all the rest of the pins. Both have 7 standing. That gets pins at least. Does the 6 go? No. But Kaler basically needs this one. Blank in front of the 10 pin. And he's missed it. So lopsided advantage now for Abel, and it looks as though they will take the next 2 points. A 10 for Bernard. and just an 8 for Kaler. So, 20-pin advantage here from the World's International Candlepin Championships. Team Able of Nova Scotia versus Team Oakland Park, the state of Maine. 1-3, 8-9. Right down the middle. So it is officially mathematical. Able will take the first 2 points. The second 2 points, I mean to say. Doesn't go here. Kaler, 3 into 4. He's got this one. Can you believe it's gone for a second time this match? The 3 and 4 spread eagle. 9 and out for Bernard. 121 is very good. But now Kaler can chip into this advantage and at least make sure Oakland Park maintains the advantage for total. Able the stronger record on paper, but Oakland Park putting on some beautiful performances. Last ball for the anchor. Missed his head pin, he's got 5. 123. I'll check in here and make sure we've got this correct. But 571 to 556, excuse me. I'll make sure I get that right in the end. All the rest is correct. But it does go for 122, so we'll downgrade Kaler by 1 pin and pull up the full scoreboard here. And you see 571 to 556 is confirmed. 2 points to Able. Big 2 points. Do they have a chance to make a run in this playoffs? I'm not so sure. Lucky Strike did win. But the math is there depending on how Lucky Strike did on their side. You actually see them to the side here on 33 and 34 wearing the blue shirts, going against Central Park Lanes in black. They shuffle the lineups again. And just a moment, folks, we'll be right with you in terms of tabulating everything. Cox and Camber stay up. That much is confirmed. Yep. So Jordan Overlock in a second. Go ahead and pop the headset on if you don't mind. Okay. So Jordan Overlock goes in for Craig Irvin in position number 2. Six and a 10, immediate 4-pin pickup for Ryan Cox. Paul's still scurrying around, but I expect him to join us here for String 3 in just a moment. Good to have you all here. This is Candlepin Bowling Network. On YouTube, check us out on Facebook as well so that you're in the know about all the statistics. 3 and 1. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. Run down by DJ Camber. So lost the 4 pins early, but now the chance to more than make up for it, even though Cox is pinning and pinning. He's averaged 9 per markless frame, in fact, and does so again, in fact. Yep, that's exactly right. 18 markless frames, 18 pins left standing. Now with that 9. It would be nice if I, capitalized that correctly. But Jordan overlock. Now in the second position. Starts out with a half Worcester. I could say that to the Oakland Park team. I believe, even on the State of Maine shows with Dick Leone that I've seen, I believe that term was used. Seeing the YouTube channel of Daryl Saucier, related to Don Saucier in a relation, and I'm not certain, but there are a number of great videos there. Nickerson starts with a spare. Overlock a starting 10. That's D-A-R-Y-L, Saucier, if I recall correctly. Indeed, a number of matches from Don Saucier, but also a number of other good ones as well. One of my favorite mind-blowing factoids, and maybe this is just me and my commentator bias, but my favorite fact is that Gary Thorne, voice of the NHL and MLB's Baltimore Orioles for many years, actually was the play-by-play for an episode of Candlepin Action as well. It was a match between Elmer Tibbetts and Bob Mazur. It's so interesting to see a legendary commentator doing a darn good job of calling our local sport as well and seeing his beginnings. An 8 fill for Nickerson. Tough split. Trying to use the wood to get a trampoline effect, it doesn't go that way. Overlock 10 again. And an 8 here for Nickerson, 26-2. We certainly should be live, I would argue. Good to see you, Nightmare, and good to see you, Micah Imperato. We'll make do with what we have, that's for sure. Sam, I'm going to look something up here. Oh, that's right through. Directly through. That's 10 and a 9. I'm looking into something here. Oh, phew. It is Sam Higgins. I was worried. The back of his shirt actually says Higgins for some reason, but the sources I have show Sam Higgins, so that's what we'll go with. I always get terrified of getting a last name wrong. Sometimes I mispronounce them as well. A+ versus Drywall Concepts will be next, so that will be lanes 29 and 30. So we will have that significant match coming up. 2 seed versus 3 seed. A spare for Higgins, and this single pin gets away, and that scores 9 for Chris Cooper. 18-2. Got my attention drawn by that PSA. Oakland Park with the extra 2 marks, appear to have the advantage. Richard Beverage Jr. on 266. crushes into this head pin as well, and a starting strike. (7-8) for Garrett Martin. Martin, a huge resurgence in string 2. 4 marks on the end to lead his team to that 15-pin victory. Denied on the wood. Score at 9. One more round robin match after this one, and then playoffs start the 3rd match of today. That's the way it goes, followed by 3 more playoff matches all day tomorrow, which is Saturday. I tend to have a faulty understanding of calendars, but especially with the grind of Worlds, like all these bowlers, but in a different sense. Ooh, that 7-pin nearly fell. You tend to lose track of time as you try to encourage these teams on to victory. Beverage better second ball, upgrades the strike field to 7. Beverage Jr., I hasten to clarify. I don't see Beverage Sr. even on the bench, I confess. Martin picks this up for a spare. Tie game, Oakland Park has the extra mark. Bernard and Kaler staying in. Asterisk syndicated substitution occurred at some point. Kaler 235 through 2. Head pin, kingpin, strike. Now 2 extra marks for Oakland Park to work on. Bernard punches out on ball 1. Ooh, just clipped away the 2-pin. Big old favor if you don't mind. If you're logged into YouTube, please hit the like button by hitting that thumbs up button you see on the video. Helps boost the algorithm and gets more people aware of these great bowlers here in this tournament. Thank you to all you folks, especially if you've been liking several of the videos, if indeed you do like them, I suppose. Either way, we greatly appreciate your support just by watching. Please also remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon, certainly so that you're in the know about our future streams. I also encourage you to check out Candlepin Corner on YouTube, as I do believe finals and perhaps one semifinal coverage will be on that channel. Details to be confirmed. But in any event, it's a worthwhile subscription in any event, because Candlepin Corner, a fantastic content creator for bowling. (3-5) versus 2-4-7. Kaler a chance to get another 20 bucks here. Got it. Carom that 5-pin to the side, and he's got it. Another 20 indeed. Bernard wrong pin, just. He'll take a 9, and I'll take a peek. Taking a look here, 97 to 112 is confirmed. Marks 3-1, open for Oakland Park, with the chance to possibly go 6-2 and deny Abel a berth in the playoffs. They had an outside chance as it was, but Camber will do his very best as he gets a strike on spare, and I'll move that pin cam.
I just talked to Craig Holbrook. They tied their first string, and they clinched a playoff spot. So Maria subs back usually where they belong in the playoffs. Now it's a question of seeding. And they may go across the other side of the lanes to bowl in the playoffs, the opening round tonight. Don't forget, after the next match, we're going to switch over to 29-30 like Greg just said. We're going to cover A+ accounting, defending champions, 5-time world champions against Drywall Concepts, a 2-3 matchup. That'll be our next match on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube, a separate broadcast. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon afterwards. Get notified when we go live. There will be a dip in between strings before we go back on live. So you get notified and be in the know, as Greg likes to say. Another royalty fee for Greg. All right, Greg, I'm going to order your mozzarella sticks. You can take over if you don't mind. And I'll help you out the next string if you'd like.
Happy to. Sounds good. Cox right down the middle. Camber a chance to sandwich that strike. He's got 7 on the first ball. Oakland Park again off to their wily ways. We've seen Eagle variants go, but this one will not. Cox can't even get the pins. That's a problem there. And Strikeville only goes for 8. A missed opportunity for Camber, but Oakland Park Bowling Center off to a great start. Cox disappointed. He'll get a 5 there, even though he hit 2 of his object pins. Just could not find the angle and the power. And as a result, boy, 27 pins to 11 in that last 2 frames. Oakland Park picking up 16 in just that leadoff exchange. And now their lead is 41+1. Lucas Nickerson and Jordan Overlock. Overlock all his pins down. Of all Oakland Park's strength, they're looking to get engine number 2 going. And that's a powerful ball and a strike. So just like that, a second strike for that spot. Overlock's first. And again, the hits just keep on coming. Nickerson's so close yet, oh dear, that's not the leave you want to see on ball 3. It's pretty when it goes, but terrifying if you're the one up there facing it. Can't put an offer on it, and it goes for 5. So pins getting away now. 19 pins already in the pinning advantage in favor of Oakland Park. 46 pins plus 2 marks. Four pins taken out. Ooh. Just 5 for Overlock. Nickerson's got a bundle of 6. Got the head pin, glance it around, goes all the way around the world, leaves the 35. Same situation, the wrong pin taken out. Strikefield goes for 6, and now Jordan will work to protect that profit. 6 pins up, how many will count against? Lucas challenges with a 10. And that goes for 9, very good. So 25 pins in the past 2. And again, another 10-pin pickup in that salvo, and Oakland Park is just making double-digit gains with every single visit. Now it's 51 plus 1. Sam Higgins on a spare. Chris Cooper. 6 pins taken out. 8-pin tapped. Now over to Higgins. Oh dear. You know what that means. Taking out the 4-pin. Just the head pin taken out by Cooper. What Candlepins for Cancer has done is not just raise money for bowlers and their families. a great community initiative to help those with the costs of cancer treatments. That's fair for an 8 box, as Cooper hit fair wood and just dislodged wood in the gutter, matching that 8. And what Al Johnson has done in founding this charity, and of course Paul Grant and all his tireless efforts in raising the money, it's just such a pleasure to be a part of it in whatever small way I can, including for the live shows as well. Over tens of thousands of dollars raised since the charity's inception, and we all thank you very much. For the United States viewers, donations accepted by Venmo at Candlepin's #4 cancer.com, or just go to Venmo directly, Candlepin's FOR Cancer. And if you're in Canada, the address to send a check, or check if you will, is on Candlepin's #4 cancer.com. Candlepin's #4 cancer.com. Cooper a 9, Higgins still pinning out the split. Good out, that turns to 8. Just a question of 1 pin here, I'm slightly off. 140 to 191, that score is correct. Oakland Park still mounting the advantage here as it goes down to Garrett Martin and Richard Beverage Jr. Now Martin has had 5 marks in the past 6. Beverage Jr. possibly with as few as 3 more marks could be over the 400 threshold. Abel's got to start now, and Martin's spare fill looked like it was going to be a great way to do that, and in fact, with the pins that tumble, I think that 8 is a pretty good outcome.
There it is.
Beverage, 5 pin, 8 pin, does not go. And again, a 9 drop by Beverage. Spins in. Good shot, Garrett. Richard has a pretty easy plank there, you would think. He'll take his time anyway. He knows how good he's been going. Wants to keep on the momentum here. That's fine. Spare. 36 in a ball through 3. The pins can giveth as well. Oakland Park, 43 plus another mark. Two divisions of 12 teams. Top 5 advance to the playoffs, starting 3rd match today. 3 more playoff matches Saturday. Top 5 advance to the playoffs. Top seed a 1st round bye. See ya, strike on spare. So against the 9 drop of Martin, Beverage Jr. gets that strike. And Martin another spare would be a pretty darn good response all told. And there it goes. 3 straight marks for Garrett Martin, got another streak going. 56 in a ball. 10 strikes to 4 for Oakland Park. 31 spares to 24 for Oakland Park. Sean Bernard and Jason Kaler. Kaler on that extra spare. Oakland Park with that tough record, but a huge performance here, as Abel's playoff chances look increasingly dim. Bernard spills out 8. 8-9. Again, another splashback. We've been seeing that a lot here at Leda Lanes. The pins do roll, they do slide, and they do spill out like that. Bernard can't take advantage in his case. This red line is not looking at the 9 pin, so Kaler's going to have to do something. Does the vertical piece in front have any part of it? He's going to try it, and he goes straight on the cap. into that wood, deflecting it into the 9-pin. Good spare. Bernard takes 9. Clever, clever shot. It didn't look as though just that diagonal piece was going to take the 8-9. So Kaler takes the somewhat risky seeming shot of going for the cap, and it worked beautifully. Ooh. This ends up being the 4 horsemen one way or another for Bernard. Jason spare fill on the head pin, 2 full. 5. 3 starting marks for Kaler. Solid anchor for Oakland Park Bowling Center. Bernard against the 4 horsemen. He ran down 3 of them. Boy, that looked wired until suddenly it wasn't. Now this 3-2 split for Kaler. That's to play the 2-pin, and oh baby, Jason Kaler 4 straight. Got so excited I got squirrely with the scoreboard there. 10 box, Bernard, 34 through 4, 58 pin advantage, 196 to 254. 11 marks to 4 already for Oakland Park. 18 extra pins. And another string of sheer dominance. The only thing to be said, we're not past the halfway point, so still more than half the time remaining for able to make a comeback. Three pins taken out by DJ.
What do you got here?
Cox, 8-pin in front of the 7-pin.
He's fighting.
Five-pin, 7-pin. Nope. Cox was hoping that wood would provide some deflection, 5 into 7.
No, sir, I'm all good.
8 box for Camber
There's not.
and a 9 box for Cox.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Or they should let you bring takeout in. There's $1,000. Yeah. No, you can't do all that.
Reminder, Academy Lanes and Drywall Concepts are 1 and 2, coming into this day with 59 and 58 points.
Are you going to try to stream that match? Or you just gonna
Camber's got the head pin, 6-10.
here and not have like
Cox a bundle of 6. 59 and 58 for Academy and Drywall. A plus accounting is slightly back on 52, which is why we are very curious about that 2-3 matchup over on 29-30. Maria subs 49, Lucky Strike 42. Central Park is back on 35. That's 7 points back. We'll check the record on that. Abel came into today with 31 points, now winning 2 and losing 2. Spare by Camber. The 2-pin easily goes. Ryan Cox will stick with 9, and he's got a 48 through 6. I'll have to check in here, make sure I got that lineup correct. There may be a change I've missed. Overlock and Nickerson, this much is true. Now, split. Six, 7 for Jordan Overlock. 5, 7, 8. Boy, oh boy, pin that. At least they got most of them down. Just one pin chipped out. This does go, but it would require a ridiculous slice on the right side of the 5-pin. Nickerson yanks it over to the left. Jordan takes just an 8-box in this one. And 1 pin gained by Abel. Still, though, the pinning well in favor of Oakland Park. 17 pins gained in the pinning. That is the pins left standing. And 35 overall in this match. $57 pins up, plus a mark. Jordan punch. Splits again, 3 and 2. This looked fairly full as well, and unfortunately for Lucas, he's got the 3 and 1 split, 2, 4, 6, 7. I see we cut out there. I'll repeat those standings in a moment. You actually didn't miss any action because it looks as though we have a delay here, as luck would have it. A couple of splits as the bowlers continue to wait. Perhaps a ball return issue. I see Overlock has just now picked up a ball and he's about to get set. Probably just wasn't getting anything back. Here he goes now on a second ball against this near impossible split, except for the fact that we've seen similar made twice already. 3 and 1 split. Sliced across, goodness gracious, Lucas Nickerson. What a great spare that is. 60 and a ball through 6. Overlock tosses his third ball away, that's 6, 59 through 6. There's still a lot of work for Abel to do, but could that be the mark that energizes the team? It can be done, we now see. Chris Cooper and Sam Higgins. Outlaw rides, I'll repeat the standings since we disconnected last time I tried to read them. Outlaw rides 60 points, having lost the first 2 today. Fenway Academy 54, Birchall Siding 45. Leda's Mass H came into this 44. They went 2 and 2 so far. And Team USA on 44, the same 44. So a real jockey horse race between 3, 4, and 5 for seeding. Hatchetman 6 points out on 38. Kingswood 8 points out on 36. Cooper, a good second ball to catch him up on pinfall. Now he can take a 1-pin advantage. Cannot, same frame as 9. Oakland Park maintaining the advantage. It's so consequential. I mean, first of all, the 7 extra marks for Oakland Park and the 13 pins. So really the 7-mark advantage becomes a 9-mark advantage. Just Oakland Park advantaged on all fronts. Here goes everything. So Chris Cooper now, he's sitting down on a mark. We're here at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire, a must-see bowling center. Just like we have the unfortunate situation of not being able to see all the great Canadian bowling centers that we hear of here. You don't have many, I'm sure Canadians don't get many chances to come see our fine bowling centers here in the States. But may I recommend Leda Lanes as one of them. A top-class facility here in Nashua, New Hampshire. Many great ones in the state of Maine en route, including Oakland Park Bowling Center as well. Richard Beverage Jr. on the 7-10, filling this strike. Only the first time he's split this string. And the 5th overall in the match. For all the splits we've seen, he seems virtually immune. Garrett only fills a spare with 2. Now then, I think this will be fair. We'll see. There's close contact on the channel there. In any event, no spare. We'll mark that as a 9 and a 10 and await official confirmation, but it looked good to my eyes. Bowlers make the call. 3rd ball coming up. Garrett's got a decent out of this. 2 becomes 6, though, and it gives away a few pins. "61 pins. Left division coverage, I do not believe is live at the moment, but Bob Lee, he regrets the issues with getting some of the matches up, but you know, as best as he's able. Apparently there was memory problems with his computer that he wasn't able to detect in the moment. But he's getting the matches out as best as he can and as completely as he can. I know there's been some frustration with either partial matches or missing matches. But we look forward to sharing as much as we can. And thank you for your understanding. Candlepin Bowling Network here on Facebook and YouTube. Tell your friends, playoff matches starting soon. 3rd match today and all day Saturday. Take that strike so much away. Nice 10 by Garrett Martin. .270 to 330, indeed, that's all confirmed. I tell you, Jason Kaler has been such a good anchor. His average coming into today was 117, and he is easily going to go north of 120, one would think. And starting on 4 straight marks in this. Gets his head pin again. It's thin this time. The fill is 6. Crushed. Bernard has his best look, I would say. One of his best, certainly. 5 pin. Diamonds go about 1 in 4 times, and Kaler just gets rid of the back layer. So easy to just cut away half the diamond, especially when you do that center cut. That's the worst, when your ball just rips through like that. Worst punch out or punch out. As you will. 67 pins up. Abel has some marks stacked up here. And I believe we have a switch here. Stand by. Checking in here. A 9-pin drop. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, folks. I believe this to be Mike Brown. Misses on that cap, trying to twirl it around. Brown back into the game, putting himself back in the anchor spot. One 7, nice 10. Kaler recovers. And a 9-box for Brown, switching in the second half. Take a look, see. 288-356 is correct. Note the 2 extra marks for Abel. They have time, I mentioned. So the advantage slowly but surely coming down a little bit, but this progress may be too slow, and certainly Abel seems capped at 4 points unless something stratospheric happens on their side. We've seen how clutch Garrett Martin has been with his 9 marks, and Lucas Nickerson has been very steady with his 8. I'm wondering what else they have in the tank right here, because right now all indications are that this will be an Oakland Park 6-2. 4 frames remaining for everybody. This appears to be Glen Murphy. It's certainly not Cox. I show this as Glen Murphy in the first spot. Missed the 2-pinner. Camber recovering from his lemon drop. He's got 6 pins remaining. Interesting, a 3-pin pickup for Abel. Want to keep an eye on those as well, because the spare fizzles and now a 3-pin swing over to Abel. So that's another reduction in the advantage. $5-9, a split for Camber. Boyce is doing a bit better today, in case anyone's curious. Quite a bit better, I'd say. Still taking it relatively easy as we work to cover all these matches for you here on Candlepin Bowling Network. Murphy's got an 8. So now a pin back to Oakland Park. So Oakland Park still has the pinning advantage here, 13 pins. Just watch out and make sure that doesn't change, and Oakland Park should still be on track for the 6-2. Another round-robin match next, one more. We expect it to be A+ Accounting and Drywall Concepts. Currently 2 and 3 on the table. But we will check in with Central Park as well. Make sure they don't have a chance at the playoffs. I do believe it is most likely that we will turn to 29-30 for A+ Accounting and Drywall Concepts, but we will let you know. It's just one pair of lanes over. We should be able to do that for you. Lucas Nickerson gets 6 on this first fill. Overlock, his ball is deadly when it's on target. 3-5. Such an explosive slingshot out of its hand when it's on target. Now this 3-5, normally an annoying piece of wood. I think with his power, that 2-pinner just goes easily. Sometimes that wood can awkwardly deflect it away. And again, we're seeing a number of times where this happens, I think on both sides, where the mark on one side is responded to by a third ball getting away on the other side. And that generates an extra swing atop the mark that just happened. 64 pins, the advantage for Oakland Park. Solidifying it even more. Great to have you all here. Good clearance on that wood. May I suggest myself if you need your gutters cleared, and I do mean the bowling gutters. Nobody throws a better gutter ball than Greg Gouillart. Get over 9, you were hit. Instead, Lucas has the wobbling 9. Jordan overlock. 69 plus through 7. Oh, just 4 on that. 73 through 7 above par with that strike and that spare. assuming par is 10 a box. It's good to be above par in bowling, unlike golf. I borrow that very much from the Canadian shows. I enjoy seeing that Sean Benoit show, Sean Benoit YouTube channel. I forget who the videos are sourced from in turn. I think it's Barry Soward. I'm not 100% certain, I confess. But that is a treasure trove of Canadian bowling shows, like out of the Nova Scotia province. And that is worth your while. Sean Benoit, B-E-N-O-I-T on YouTube. And 8 for Jordan Overlog. Very much as influential to Candlepin content as, say, Wolfman12395. That's Mike Sweeney, Wolfman12395. As well as Alley Chat. A-L-L-E-Y Chat. A lot of great content creators. You can tell that because we've had the finals sourced on 3 different channels. Alley Chat 2022, among many other years. Candlepin Bowling Network 2023. And now Candlepin Corner, I believe, this year, 2024. Cooper spare on strike.
I don't know the words like he does. He plays it over and over and over.
Perfect follow-up to that strike as much as you can, since a strike is no guarantee. Higgins comes back and gets his spare. Wants better count than he did on the last one, but a big opportunity. OBD Cooper, says the Chris Cooper's shirt. Drops 9. That's nothing to do with the royalty lettering, is it? I'm trying to remember. I know Canada, I recall being a former British Empire, they still use similar honorifics like that, as you'd see in the United Kingdom. Cooper has 3 straight marks, 93 in a ball. And now Higgins has to pin. 6 pins remaining. Still a significant advantage for Oakland Park. But 3 out, and that goes for 7. Thanks, Ian, for sharing that. I wonder if any of those New Brunswick tapes are still out there, I wonder. If anyone's chronicled that history, because goodness knows, there's a lot of missing Candlepin history we'd love to archive. We're doing a decent job of that here at CBN, and I know a number of organizations, including the CBA, let's say, completely different, Candlepin Bowlers Association. I haven't seen a lot of activity out of them, but I'm sure there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work, as Kim Baker was mentioning on our broadcast yesterday, to really get those archives going. Also, DC, I know I need to reply to your email. I will do so at my soonest opportunity. Vice President, President Dave Barber, who's basically president of everything ever, let's be real. No spares either side. Garrett takes a 10. And Beverage matches with this 10 as well. Hmm. $14 marks to 9. Martin, spread eagle. That's a tough one for Abel to take as they try to get back into this. Beverage Jr. has his 4th strike. Just the sheer power he's getting. He clearly has an affinity for this pair of lanes. Spread eagle. This could roll. We've seen it. And that's a darn good bit at that by Garrett Martin. Wood stops in front of the 2-pin agonizingly. Perhaps annoyingly as well, since I'm not sure it'll help the pinning. Misses it. He was trying to spin it in on the right side and gives away 3 immediately. So the advantage continuing to mount for Oakland Park. I see, and so you basically had your own Saturday morning bowling tradition as well, just like we did with Channel 5 here in Massachusetts. The Don Gillis Show, of course. Brown's put himself back in. Mike Brown is just the 5'8". Jason Kaler, tough parallel pins. This goes. 8-pin slowly going down. Captain trying to energize his team. Kaler gives it his best shot. So 3 marks to 1. Again, this advantage is coming down, but is it too slow? Especially when Oakland Park is continuing to maintain this pinning advantage of 14, further making it difficult to come back. Interestingly, both sides have the same number of spares in the string, 9, but 6 strikes to 1 in this string. 3 by Beverage Jr., Camber, Overlock, and Kaler. That's the biggest difference right now. And just 3 on this. Kaler 6, 7, 10. What seems to angle the possibility for a ball trampoline, I would say. It's going to clobber the 6-10. We know that much for sure. Let's see where on the pin Kaler places. Playing it high side, and it twirls the pin into the 6-10 and misses the shot. Ball weighs an ounce or 2 less than the pin, sometimes 4 ounces. I saw someone in chat did actually have a 2-pound, 4-ounce ball, the smallest allowed. I wonder how many more do, because I figure most people would want either 2.6 or 2.7, or something in between when you've got all those resurfacing jobs done. 405 to 456, taking a look here. It looks to be correct by my count. Although I'll have to check in here because it looks as though I'm off 1 on one of the scores, and it looks as though it was actually a 6 box for Higgins in that 8th. Five takes 9. 5 plays 9. There we go. And sure, the advantage has shrunk to the 40s effectively for Abel with that extra mark, or for the advantage for Oakland Park, I mean to say. Camber with a setback, and not usually the wood you would expect to find there. In fact, nothing at all. Boy, if that 6-pin wilted the other way, that had a chance to topple into the 5. That would have been something by Camber with just any more luck. But it zigged when it should have zagged, and Camber has to settle with 10. Murphy's got 8. Tough going there. No marks and only 2 10 boxes. That's how that goes sometimes. Tough string for a leadoff spot that just never got going. That's a combined total there, you see. 418 to 474, that's the official score. And 56 pins, looking very good for Oakland Park. Able doesn't require miracles yet, but they require a lot. Chris Cooper has suddenly got it going with a strike spare. Maybe, just maybe, that could be the genesis of a comeback. Overlock spills everything except the head pin. Lucas Nickerson in from the beginning. In the second spot. Gets on this head pin and gets the 7-9. Good count. Tough leave. Gets away for Overlock. Right side. Ooh. Maybe twirled a little too much for Lucas's good. In front of the 9. Fooey, thinks Jordan, as he rolls a 9. Nickerson pins out of the split well for 10. 200 people watching live. Good to see you all here, and a lot of you have been in and out as well. What an incredible finish here. Oakland Park very likely to take at least 2 more for total, and now the string is looking very good as well. Overlock bulldozes down 8, and he's got the 3-6. Overlock struggled in the first 3 days, but he's having a good outing here. Nickerson, 5-9. I just love it when bowlers are doing their best on our streams here. I think most bowlers are very good about blocking out the cameras, especially as the streamings become more prevalent across ourselves and other content creators. 100 in a ball, Overlock. This will be above average. 5-9 doesn't work out for Nickerson, and the door closing, you see. Most bowlers, I think, are able to generally be indifferent about it. Not that we would ever try to put them off anyway. But most bowlers are able to direct their attention at the other side of the lanes, which is where it should be anyway. I wasn't sure how true that would be at first, but increasingly it looks as though us having the camera on a bowler doesn't terribly affect them in the vast majority of cases. Basically, to them, we're just part of the furniture. Overlock filling in the 10th. Just 5, 105. 6 boxes remaining, and a mark flurry has to start now, including from Chris Cooper, who appears one of the most likely candidates to do so. And then comes the question of the anchor slot. Mike Brown put himself in, trying to lead his own team to victory. I think I've hit my 3-time quota on saying that. Sorry, Bob Lee, our executive producer here at Candlepin Bowling Network. Sam Higgins has 2 spares. And now a strange split as that wood angles worse and worse on the right side. Left side looked better, but now the right side is stupidly vertical, and I don't know if that really has play. Another 8 drop. And indeed, it doesn't work out on the right side. A missed opportunity by Cooper. And another match coming up soon. Here on Candlepin Bowling Network. We'll have a new stream going for match number 11. 9 and an 8 box. Thank you also. I haven't expressed enough gratitude through the week, I feel, for all the people who've made Candlepin Bowling Network possible, of course. Bob Lee started it with just his own humble rig, trying to live stream it. Matches as best as he could. Strike Cooper, and he's got 4 mark half. Could have easily been 5. And then thank you to everyone who's pitched in time and resources to make it possible as well.
So update, Academy Lanes took 6 points and now in second place, 1 point behind Drywall Concepts. However, Drywall has to play A-plus accounting on next match, and Academy plays Able in the next match.
Yep. Able having a tough one here against Oakland Park.
And just to let you viewers know, for next match, Jerry Dunn will lead off with Blake Doucette, Justin Corkum, Matt Harnett, and Nate LeBlanc. They're starting 5. They'll be next on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell icon afterwards so you get notified once we go live. Back to Greg to wrap it up here.
Thank you, Paul. Seven-pin cluster. Cooper carves right through it, and the fill is 6. $125. 478 to 516. Oakland Park doing a fantastic job all string long. Beverage Jr., he's still on 400 watch. If he gets a spare on strike, it seems very likely he'll be there. A double strike and we can start going even deeper into the 400s. Misses this but busts it up and has the 136. Just everything going right for him. Garrett Martin, the 247, excuse me. Richard strike fill, just a 2 on the right side. Count is 9. So he still can get this 400, but now requires another mark. Excuse me, we're not done yet with his box. Beverage we can mark a 10 down on, 123. And now we upgrade Martin to a 10. You see it there, 488 to 535. Oh no, excuse me, looks like we have a... Yes, it's corrected. Just a sensor correction, 535 to 488. Beverage needs a mark for 400, and this would be some way to get it with this 3-1 split. If only Paul Grants were here, the Candlepins for Cancer revenue would be through the roof. He said in hyperbole. Doesn't go, and hey, still 390 string for Richard Beverage Jr., a 130 average. Two pins, oh, don't go now. Okay, so an 8 box gives Richard Beverage Jr. a 397. A 108 gives Garrett Martin a 341. Best on his team. 1 strike and 8 spares. Mike Brown and Jason Kaler. Captain versus captain. Kaler takes out the split, 5-1. 1-7-8-9 for Brown. $1-9 taken out. Eight pins. 8 box for Kaler. and a 9 for Brown. Another stream will start soon here on Candlepin Bowling Network. So please, if you're logged into YouTube, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you're in the loop on all the future streams. Hitting the bell icon, it's weird. Subscribe means you're still somewhat at the mercy of the algorithm to have our videos pushed to you. The bell icon means you will get notified every single time we upload a new video. Certainly for at least the rest of this week, today and tomorrow. That'll be a great help. Kaler strike. A cherry on top, 127 plus 2. 2 strikes and 3 spares for the captain. 3 strikes and 10 spares. Tied with Beverage for the most marks on the team. Brown still fighting for pins. Looks like it'll be a bit of delay. I see another match to our left is still on frames 9 and 10. So it'll be a bit of a delay and a bit of a chance to catch our breath here. A 7 box for Brown. And now over to Kaler to finish out. 561 plus plus. Congratulations to Oakland Park. 6 points to 2. 2 strings won and total pinfall as well. First ball takes out 6. And top string goes to Captain Kaler with a 136. 9 count. There it is. There you are. 511 to 570 I have it as. I'll check in with the Cubica scorer, which I'm realizing I haven't had the chance to share in this stream. I'll try to do that next time so that you all see it. But indeed, that's confirmed. 1563 to 1693, and these scores are all official. Asterisks indicate everyone who was substituted in at some point during the match, at least, or so help me. And there you see the totals. Couple of sub 300s, and then look at the 397 and the 371 of Oakland Park. So, drywall and A+ coming up next. We'll tilt the pan the cameras. I know how to say camera terms correctly. Over to the lanes 29 and 30, and allow you to enjoy that action as well. On behalf of everyone here at Candlepin Bowling Network, on behalf of Paul Grant, my name is Greg Gouillart. Thank you for watching, and be right back with another stream very soon.